I've got older now, those demons have kind of been they've become the tools that make me happy. The fact that I know that I need to work really hard, and I know that I shouldn't work so hard, but actually I need to, so I'm fine with that. The fact that I want to look after people, the fact that I'm not going to feel that putting everything forward and before myself, I'm not going to feel guilty about that anymore, because I felt guilty about that for a long time, because I thought that I was trying to cover up my anxieties and my fears. Actually not. I just want to do my job. I just want to look after. Do you see what I mean? And so as I got older, all the stuff that I beat myself up about has become the positive. But that positive doesn't necessarily mean I found my happy place. It means that I am now comfortable with not saying that I've achieved it yet, because I'm going to work harder to do it, because that's what makes me happy.
Well, controversially, I think you've found your happy place, because hear me out.
Don't say it.
No, hear me out. That's like your worst nightmare. But you know, the word happy, which obviously I named my first book Happy, and the phrase happy place, they're both really loaded, which is why I like them and why I've used them, because they can be quite controversial in a sense. Because this whole thing is happy place, the festival, the books, the podcast, whatever. But I don't believe that is a future destination ever. I don't believe that that's somewhere that I can head to, or somewhere that I will land
absolutely.
at all. But it's not because I'm scared of it. Happiness isn't a fixed state. And God, how annoying would it be to be happy all the time? You wouldn't value anything, and you would sort of just float through life without feeling and meaning. So for me, it is that sort of transient thing where, it's going to spontaneously, you might have, your happy place might last for a minute tomorrow, it might be a month, in the future, or it might be, you might have it 10 times throughout the day. I think sometimes we do think, oh, when I get that job, or once I've achieved X, Y, Z, once I've got the perfect partner, once I've got the best friends in the world, I will reach this state of bliss and happiness. And I sort of don't believe it. And I think, obviously it's human desire to always desire more anyway, but I just think it's just not a destination, which can sound a bit depressing, but I do think that you're nailing it, because you've got acceptance. And for me, that's more important than anything. We place all this importance on happiness over sadness or anger or whatever. I think they're all equal in value, but I think acceptance is probably the coolest thing that you can have, because you're aware of who you are, what you're about, what works for you, what doesn't, but you're also allowing space to be curious as to what else might happen or interest you. So I don't think that happy place is in the future for you. I just think you're living it.
Yeah, do you know what? It's so hard to hear someone say that in a very odd way. It's almost slightly embarrassing. That's the kind of feeling that I've got right now. Oh my God, I think I'm happy. This is weird. But I hear everything you're saying, and it feels very fresh, and it feels very lovely to hear that. I think one of the keys maybe to finding the road to happiness. So I agree with you. I don't think, there isn't a wizard in the castle, and it doesn't matter who you meet on that yellow brick road. There is no wizard there. That's in my mind. And it's the journey to get there. It's the amazing, it's the scarecrow, the tin man, and everybody else that you're going to meet on the way to finding that wizard, for me, is the most important part. So that's what I'm trying to get at. And I'm in that place right now. I'm halfway up the yellow brick road, and I'm having the best time ever. I am enjoying the experiences and the extremes. I'm enjoying the exhaustion, and weirdly, I also enjoy the fight as well when I'm not too exhausted. And what I'm trying to, but I think one of the keys to understanding that path is about you knowing that every single moment of your day and every single day that you live, you will feel differently about this. Your opinion will change. And, because basically it's like fighting politics with yourself. You sit on one bench believing in something so powerful and you're going to fight for, and then the next day you wake up and you want to go to the opposition.
This is why I hate doing press interviews, because I'll read something from like a month ago, I go, oh my God, I don't believe in that. Why did I say that? Because our minds change.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that if you allow yourself, if you're gracious enough with yourself to say, actually, I'm going to let my opinion change, I'm going to let my feelings change here, then I think that takes off a massive amount of pressure. And
hugely.
Pressure is something about distraction that I think is really important. And this comes from somebody, I mean, you know me, Fern, you've seen me at my lowest and you've seen me at my highest. And for me, it always comes down to one thing. My biggest demon in the world is guilt. And the guilt comes from pressure. And so if I manage to control those two, regardless of whether I am happy, like textbook happy here, or whether I am feeling anxiety there, it doesn't matter as long as I'm controlling the two elements that force me in those opposite directions. Does that make any sense?
So where is the guilt stemming from? Is it guilt is it always about having not achieved enough? Is that the guilt?
So I literally have a smorgasbord of guilt. I feel I can make all of my anxiety is based on stuff that I've possibly done wrong, or that I've upset someone that I could have, not necessarily could I have done better. Mine is slightly below that. Mine is a layer of emotion below that, which is I am constantly worried that I've pissed someone off, that somebody's upset with me, somebody doesn't like me, that
Yeah, I feel that. I get this a lot.
All of those. And for a long time, I had no idea at all how to manage that. And so I tried drugs to manage it. So I got prescription drugs and beta blockers, and they kind of worked instantly. And I had a nice little sensation, but that was all psychosomatic because I know I'd taken this drug and it was going to calm me down and my heart was going to go slower and all that stuff. But actually it was never, ever going to take away the essence of what was going on. And so for me to control that was just to take the pressure off, was to understand that actually I'm allowed to be on the yellow brick road. I don't have to get to the castle. If I don't meet the wizard, it doesn't matter, because all these people that I'm meeting along the way, it's fine. That if I don't see my goddaughter, and I haven't seen her for so long, it's fine because I'm going to see her. And when I see her, it'll be amazing.
She talks about you all the time, by the way.
I adore and love her.
Honey, every morning, like, how's Auntie Gok? Can I leave a video for Auntie Gok?
Don't see that the guilt comes in, nervous guilt. It comes in, just here. I'm not going to show everyone. On my mantelpiece, she's up there. But so what I'm getting at is that the idea of distraction in my mind is such a clever tool, because when I'm distracted, it allows me to take the pressure off of what I'm doing. So it allows me to understand that, in fact, if I don't really achieve at this, it's okay. I'll probably get another opportunity. Do you see what I mean?
I get that. You know what? I really understand it now, because, you know, we talk a lot and we speak a lot on text and voice note, and you know that you're always doing a million things and have so many fingers in pies. And I have always wondered, like, what is the root of that for you? And I really get it. I really understand it. And I can really tap into that feeling of like, oh my God, did I say something awful to that person? Or did something that I did like one of my actions trigger something awful? Like, I constantly worry about that. So I really get where you're coming from. I think it's a really, you know, we all build our coping mechanisms, and you've done it very successfully in having acceptance around this works for you. And of course, there is never a wrong or right unless it's causing destruction to yourself or others. You know, you're doing something that's purely positive and creative, and it works. So I think, you know, that's really empowering, and it's really interesting to hear, and it's probably helped me understand myself a bit better in doing so. So thank you so much for, once again, you know, we've been lucky enough to do this a few times now, for your wisdom and for your willingness to be vulnerable and to talk about stuff like this. I really, really appreciate it.
No, Fern, stop it. Look, literally, tear. There's a tear.
Oh, I love you.
You can see that. She just made me well up. Like, I'm so hormonal. Look at me. I hate you for that. I wish you the biggest amount of success with Happy Place. And I've said this to you before. Actually, Fern, I'm going to give you a little bit now. And if you cut this out, if you edit what I'm about to say, James, William, if you do that, I will never, ever do this again. So
the producers are now trembling in their boots. Right, go on.
You, Fern, need to be so proud. And I've told you this before, and you back this away every time I tell you, that you have created something so valuable and so useful. And you have created not just a happy place, but a safe place. And I've done so many interviews over the years, because I am so popular, Fern. But I've done so many interviews over the years, and none of them have ever got the traction and the response of that first podcast that we did. And you created that. And do you know how powerful that is? I mean, that's key worker ability, to go out there and to touch so many people and give them somewhere that they can genuinely question their thoughts without feeling a bit crazy. And they're allowed to talk about their mental health. You know, you've done that.
I feel lucky to do it.
You need to be proud. And look, you look away and you can't take it and you hate it.
It's awkward. It's so awkward.
It's so awkward. But do you know what? You've just done the same thing to me, bitch. So you're going to take it back. You just understand how important this is. And it's not just a conversation with a load of your mates that are willing to open up to you. You have done this, and you need to be very proud of yourself, because you're helping millions of people.